Good afternoon, children.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Last class,
Afternoon, ma'am.
we learned about waste disposal, and because of the change in our lifestyle, latitude, or packaging style, the amount of waste generated has tremendously increased. And we also learned some methods by means of which you can reduce the amount of waste generated. We discussed about Olympic medals, Tokyo Olympic medals. Didn't I tell you about it?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. From where are those medals made? Using
I'm made of mobile, melting the mobile.
from e-waste or from discarded
Electric
mobiles,
waste.
laptops, etc. And more than 5,000 medals were produced like this. And we also learned that plastic can be used for one more method, I said, to reduce the plastic
And
waste.
that roads, we can
Make
put that in
roads.
roads.
So how do we make roads with plastic? Who can?
Molten.
And by the way, Maria and Elsa, you're together, neighbors or cousins?
Cousins.
New information for me. And decided why who came to Elsa went to Maria's house or Maria went to Elsa's house?
I went to the house.
Okay, okay. Yes. Coming back to a topic. So how is it prepared? How the roads are constructed using plastic? Who can say?
Molten plastic and asphalt.
Molten plastic will be combined with which substance?
Asphalt.
Asphalt. And it is used for constructing roads. And I told in Kerala also, several kilometers of road had already been prepared using this plastic material. And in the near future, more and more roads will be constructed using it, less expensive. And at the same time, that's a good solution for reducing the plastic waste generated. And children, I don't like repeating these things. These things means not what I teach, that I'm ready to repeat n number of times. But when I ask you to turn the videos on or some manners that you have to follow in the class, that once or twice or thrice if I say, you have to follow it. Otherwise, I know how to handle it. So better obey it. And if you have any inconvenience, you can message. I always used to say this, no, we are not that stubborn. If genuine reasons are there, we will permit you to turn the video off. But what I'm saying is, for some of them, one period throughout that period, like if only the fluctuations are there in between, their video will be turned off. But some of them throughout the session, and certain others never they will turn their videos on. So all these are going to be taken seriously. So far, I didn't call your parents and all. A few of them I had already called, but don't make me to take some strict actions. We'll go in good terms. That's better for both of us. So we have completed biodegradable waste. Did we complete biodegradable waste, children? So once again, we will see biodegradable waste so that you will get the continuity. All the substances that can lead to pollution, that can cause pollution, we call as pollutants. So it can be broadly classified into biodegradable and non-biodegradable substances. And biodegradable substances like plastic, agricultural waste, domestic waste, all those waste or all those substances which can be broken down into simpler substances by biological processes. We call it as biodegradable substances. Only those substances which can be broken down into simpler substances by biological processes or by microbial action are known as biodegradable. And the common decomposers are bacteria and fungi. They have special specific enzymes in their body who can break these substances into simpler substances, or they can decompose these substances. Specific enzymes. That enzymes are specific in its action. Children, in human body also, several enzymes are there. Like when we learned about digestion in human beings, we learned about lipase, pepsin, salivary amylase, trypsin. So many enzymes we learned. And pepsin can act only on proteins. It cannot act on carbohydrates. Similarly, amylase acts on carbohydrates. Okay. Lipase acts on fats. So they are specific in its action. Similarly, microbes are also having some specific enzymes. They act only on a particular substance and they will break them down into simpler substances. Paper, vegetable waste, wood, cloth, agricultural residue, etc. And biodegradable waste, generally they are not causing any threat to the pollution. They are not causing any threat to our environment by causing pollution. But I told you in the beginning that categorization, pollutants are categorized into biodegradable and non-biodegradable. As such, they are not causing any pollution, but under two conditions, they can act as pollutants. One is when their quantity is too huge, or when they are accumulating so much, or when their quantity is large, then it can be a problem because they can become breeding places for different vectors. Foul smell will be emitted. These vectors will spread diseases. So all those problems will arise, but only when their quantity is too huge. When the quantity is too huge, the microbes may not be able to degrade it at the right time. When the amount is more, okay? When it is not degraded at the right time, when it cannot be degraded. Or else, see, if it is not degraded at the right time, they will form heaps and they can pollute the environment. Normally, when it is produced in less amounts, they can easily get decomposed by the action of these microbes. Even at the backyard of your house, if you're dumping some vegetable peels or other domestic waste, leftover food, or in some compost pit or somewhere, if you're dumping it, even after a few days, if you check, it won't be remaining in the same condition. They might have got broken down and mixed up with the soil by then, by the action of microbes. But on the other hand, if you're dumping so many plastic waste, metal cans, plastic bottles, caps, etc. there, even after months or years, if you check, it will be remaining there. That is the difference. So this you should know when biodegradable waste act as pollutants. They act as pollutants only when their quantity is too huge or when they are not degraded at the right time. Substances which cannot be broken down by biological processes or by microbial action are known as non-biodegradable substances. It's easy to remember because if you know what are biodegradable substances, it is very easy to give the definition for non-biodegradable substances, just the opposite. Substances which cannot be broken down by microbial action or by the action of microbes. Why these substances cannot be broken down by bacteria and fungi? What is the reason, children? Why these are not acted upon by bacteria and fungi? Who can say? Huh?
Plastics.
Plastic, metal, glass. If we are dumping paper and other, what to say, agricultural residue, domestic waste, vegetable peels and all, it's getting degraded. Why not plastic? Why not metal or glass? Why the bacteria and fungi are not able to break them down? I already gave you the answer before. Who can tell? Anybody?
There is some specific enzymes for
Exactly. Very good. So they don't have the enzymes for breaking these substances down. They have enzymes only for breaking down substances like vegetable peels, paper, all those biodegradable waste. They have no enzymes to break down plastic or metal or glass. So that is the reason. And due to that reason, they will remain, they'll persist in the environment for a long period of time, damaging or causing harm to the other living organisms and polluting the environment. You might have read in newspaper a few years back, a whale was found dead on the banks of the sea. And
Yes, ma'am.
once they examined the digestive system, or once they observed the inner parts, they could find heaps, I think tons of plastic waste was inside its body. And that could have been the reason why it died. And many such aquatic organisms might be dying. What is the reason? Because we are dumping all the plastic waste, metal cans, everything into water bodies. And these are polluting the aquatic environment. Not only aquatic environment, if you dump all these substances into the terrestrial habitat, or if you're spreading or if you're throwing, discarding them on land, take the case of plastic waste or a plastic cover, polythene car. If you are just throwing it on the soil or on the land, they can form a layer in the soil. Since they cannot be degraded by microbes or fungi, they'll remain as such on the earth's surface and prevent the water from percolating into the soil. Water cannot percolate into the soil. Underground water will reduce, because what is the source of underground water? Rainwater. Rainwater gets collected and it becomes the source of underground water, which will recharge wells, but that will get reduced. Okay, that will be getting reduced. That can gradually, or in the long run, that can result in drought. And not only that, if these plastic covers, polythene cars, or all these bottles, plastic bottles and all, if it is eaten by any grazing animals, it can choke them and they can even die. So we are creating so much or causing so much of harm to fellow beings. We are polluting because of our carelessness. We are polluting the environment. What we can do, like you are the future generation. So we all have to take initiative to reduce the usage of these non-biodegradable substances. Like plastic bags can be replaced by cloth bags, paper bags. Already we have started doing it. But still, any of the plastic products are still in use. Plastic has got several advantages, definitely. It's can be molded into different shapes, less expensive, durable, convenient to use. So many advantages are there. But when you compare it with the pollution it causes, those advantages are nothing.
Ma'am,
Yes.
now one plastic is there. Now. That is it is good. One small thin plastic is there now. The kit instead of that hard plastic now
See,
made of
listen. Made of
made of very thin. That kit will be very small, thin.
See, the government has given some guidelines, like the thickness decides. So a particular thickness, such plastic bags are banned. And now what they are using is permitted thickness, with permitted thickness. But that too, being a plastic product, that also can cause harm in the long run. Now that they have given some guidelines, like what sort of plastic bags can be used, the thickness they have specified, but still it is plastic. Okay. And when they accumulate, and not only the polythene covers, we are using even soft drinks we get in plastic bottles. So still it is common. We are using so many plastic products. See, in this picture also you can see day-to-day basis, like whatever grocery we are buying, or even a chips packet that we buy, in which packets we are getting made out of polythene or plastic. And what we are doing with this, we are discarding all these. Metal, plastic, glass, the insecticides and pesticides that we apply on plants, radioactive waste, e-waste, all these are considered as non-biodegradable. Now, why human-made substances like plastics cannot be degraded by microbes? What is the reason? Because Already I gave you the reason, no? Enzymes are specific in its action. Enzymes are specific in its action. So those specific enzyme needed for breaking down these substances are not found in them. So if bacteria, if they have to break down these substances, they need special enzymes for it, but they don't have it and they cannot degrade it. And substances like plastics, we can apply or by subjecting them to heat and pressure only, we can modify them, we can change them. Even if you need to recycle them, we have to subject them to, or it has to be acted upon by physical processes like heat and pressure. And under the normal conditions prevailing, or the present situations, or in such conditions, these substances will persist for years, hundreds of years, will remain as such with no change because they are non-biodegradable. Microbes and fungi cannot help, or bacteria and fungi cannot help in degrading them because they are not equipped with the enzymes necessary for degrading them. See, heaps and heaps. And if the present situation is like this, every second, every minute, every day, more and more are being added. Why? Because existing ones are not going anywhere. And we are adding more to it. So the situation is getting worse day by day. Now let's see some of the differences between biodegradable and non-biodegradable waste. Any doubt? Okay. Children, the last point, so note down all these points, the differences between biodegradable and non-biodegradable waste. The waste which can be broken down naturally by microbial action or by biological processes are biodegradable substances, whereas the waste which cannot be broken down by microbes are known as non-biodegradable substances. These can be broken down, this cannot be broken down. Okay. Then second point, biodegradable waste can be recycled easily. It's easy to recycle them. Okay. Recycling process is easy. They can be easily recycled and we don't need any dumping sites because two reasons are there. If you dump these biodegradable waste in some area, within no time, they'll get decomposed, or else it can be used for recycling. So due to that reason, we do not require, therefore, we do not require any dumping sites. Whereas in the case of non-biodegradable waste, we cannot recycle them. We can recycle, but it's not an easy process. Like plastic, metal, all that we can recycle, but not very easy. We have to spend energy. So it is not as easy as recycling substances like substances like paper. Biodegradable waste, easy to recycle. Non-biodegradable waste, a bit difficult to recycle. So we need dumping sites. As we saw already in the picture, no, plastic, heaps of plastic waste are being dumped because they are not getting decomposed, and they are for their recycling also, it is not that easy. Recycling process also is not that easy. So we need dumping sites. Then non-biodegradable waste can pollute the environment even when it is in a small quantity. Whereas biodegradable waste pollute the environment only when they are in large quantities. When their amount is too huge only, they will affect the environment. If not, it will not cause any harm to the environment. Clear? I'll repeat the points once again. Biodegradable waste can be broken down by the action of microbes. They can be broken down to simpler substances. Non-biodegradable waste cannot be broken down into simpler substances by microbial action or by biological processes. Second point, biodegradable waste can be recycled easily. They get decomposed also, and we don't require any dumping sites. Whereas non-biodegradable waste cannot be recycled easily, and we require some places for dumping them. Last point, biodegradable waste will cause pollution only in large quantities, whereas non-biodegradable waste can pollute the environment even in a very small quantity. Okay, and Fisan wanted to see the previous slide. This one, Fisan?
Ma'am, that question, that why human made art.
Substances like plastics cannot be degraded by the action of microbes because they don't have the enzymes needed for breaking down these substances. Enzymes are specific in their action. Enzymes are specific in their action, and they need specific enzymes to degrade plastic, metal, glass, etc. So since those enzymes are absent in them, they cannot degrade plastic. And under the present conditions, surrounding conditions, these substances will remain in the atmosphere or remain in the environment for a very long period of time. Okay.
Ma'am, they persist means they persist for a long time.
Means they'll remain as such. Means without going anywhere, they'll remain there. They'll continue to exist. Okay, Vizal? Is that fine?
I'm breaking, ma'am. Once more, can you repeat it? My voice was breaking.
Persist means they will remain. They'll continue to exist there without getting degraded. Okay,
Ma'am.
children, we have completed chapter 15 also. And I will give you some additional question answers after your periodic test so that you can copy down to your notes. And the notes which I've sent in the group, you can take printouts and you can file it. And for the first chapter, I had given a few question answers. Not question answers, I think diagrams only I gave, no? A few diagrams were given. Question answers I will send if needed. And I haven't asked, I didn't ask you to send it to me, but two of them sent. And what happened to, one was Vishnu, I think. And the second one, recently I got Godwin. Godwin, is he here? And children, I had clearly told you the rules. And after Vishnu had sent that, again I repeated the rules. And still the way you sent, I thought I should transfer it to my USB and display it in the class. Drawing with pen, labeling, freehand labeling. As if somebody has poking some arrows into the diagram from here, this direction, different directions, and given you clear-cut idea. See, diagram, whether it is for labeling, writing the heading, or for shading, you should never use a pen, only pencil. From shading to writing or labeling or for marking, coloring, I told you, but you can use different shades of your pencil or lightly shading, dark. It is not necessary to shade. And if you want your diagrams to look more appealing, if you want to shade, you can, but do it neatly, sharpen your pencil properly. And caption, even though we say caption or heading, in biology, we write it below the diagram. As far as possible, a label on one side, but if it is not possible, you can label on either side, but use horizontal lines, not slanting lines or vertical lines or bend lines. And lines, labeling arrows should not intersect. So many points I told you. But I don't know when some points or some rules are mentioned. Why don't you note down all these, no? Again, if I see any diagrams like that, I'll ask you to draw that 5 times each and submit. Don't make me do that. I don't like to give punishment or imposition. Please don't do that. Okay, children? Now I'll take the attendance and then I will continue. By the time you can revise the points that we covered. And one more thing I need to tell you, children, we have 6 chapters in the textbook. 6 chapters are there for biology. But CBSE has deleted, like last year, you will have only 3.5 chapters to learn. Out of 6, they have deleted 2.5. Control and coordination is deleted. Chapter 16, sustainable management of resources is also deleted. But based on chapter 16, you will have internal assessment. In one project will be given. I'll give you the details later. So those two chapters, chapter 7 and 16 are deleted completely. It's not there for, these two chapters are not there for your board exam. Yes. Then the next, from heredity and evolution chapter, evolution. From the topic evolution, it is deleted. You need to learn only about heredity. Where the heading is given evolution, from there onwards, you don't have to learn. I'll give you the details when we deal with that particular chapter. So portions are less. So it is easy for you to learn, but difficult to score marks, because when the portions are less, then you will have to be that thorough with all those topics. What are the differences between biodegradable and non-biodegradable substances? Who will say? 1 point. Roshan Jain. Ambient means the surrounding conditions, existing conditions in the atmosphere. Who will say? To whom I asked?
Ocean.
Yes, Roshan. Tell me, Roshan. Roshan. Abin.
Yes, ma'am.
Give me one difference between biodegradable and non-biodegradable waste.
Ma'am, these wastes are broken down naturally by microbial action,
Yes.
and in non-biodegradable waste, these wastes are not broken down by.
Good. Okay, another difference, Srihari. Dominic, you want to see the ceiling fan in your house? Yes, Srihari.
Biodegradable wastes are decomposed by bacteria, like microbes like bacteria, fungi.
That he said, no, they can be decomposed by back. That point is told.
They are decomposed with specific enzymes.
That point is included there. What else? They can, what about recycling?
They can be recycled easily and
They don't require any dumping sites. And non-biodegradable substances?
they cannot be recycled easily
And require some dumping sites. Yes. Third point, Sriram. Third point.
They pollute the environment only when they are produced in large quantities.
They create problem or create pollution only when they are produced in large amounts. And non-biodegradable?
They will decompose. Anyway, we don't need any specified spot for.
Related differences you have to say. You said biodegradable substances will cause pollution only when they are produced in large amounts. And what about non-biodegradable? Even in
Small amount, they will not
They
fall
can
out. They will not pollute.
pollution. Okay. And why bacteria and fungi cannot decompose plastic or other such substances, Ashik? What is the reason? See, once the attendance has been taken, your videos got off. This pen, I can even write and even I can strike it off. Okay, whitener also works. Who was answering? Yes, Ashik. Why microbes cannot act on plastic? Repeatedly, I said, Ashik, this point. If you are not able, if you're not able to answer, means you did not listen. Lakshmi Nanda, what is the reason? Ashik, listen to her. Yes. What is lacking in by microbes? Your audio is not working. Something or the other. Raya? Raya, can you help me out? They don't have?
They work in specific
They don't have that specific enzymes for
breaking down these substances.
You heard, Ashik? Specific enzymes for breaking down such substances, non-biodegradable substances, are absent in bacteria and fungi. Repeat it, Ashik.
There are no specified enzymes to break down these particles.
Like plastic, glass, etc. So that is why they are not able to degrade them or break them down into simpler substances. Okay, thank you, children. We'll see next class. So all those who have to take the seminar, be prepared. And once your periodic test is over, based on this chapter, you will have a test paper. And all those who have to take seminar based on this chapter, I'll post the names in the group. Okay. So I'll wind up. Thank you, children.